In life, it's not always what you do, it's how you do it. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. It's not the fact that Liam Coen left the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and took the head coaching job at the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's how he did it. If you're ever going to make a change in your profession or in your life, I think if you're the person getting that news, you would want the person to be transparent, open, and honest. Keep the lines of communication open. You may not like the message that you're getting, but at least the person giving it to you had the guts to look you in your eye, shake your hand, and tell you that's what it was going to be. I didn't get fired from iHeart over the phone, right? They brought me into the office, they looked me in the eye, they shook my hand, and that was it. That's the way it's supposed to go. And the fact that Liam Coen was literally ghosting the people that gave him the opportunity here in Tampa Bay is something that is beyond reproach. Again, I don't fault the guy if initially he went to go take that job. And I don't fault him for changing his mind. The situation changed. Trent Baalke was out of there. He looked at the situation going, hey, this might be different for me. I got no issue with that. It's a free country. You're allowed to change your mind. But once you start snaking around and once you start avoiding phone calls and once you start kind of doing things behind people's backs, that is when it takes another turn. That is when it goes from, hey, you may like it but disagree with it to that's shady business. That is not the way that you're supposed to go about your business. I don't care if it's the NFL. I don't care if it's sports. That is life. You're not going to please everybody. But the way that Liam Coen handled himself, that's not professional. That's not how a real man would do something like that. Go look, not right now because I don't want you to leave. Go look at the article written by Albert Breer today. Albert Breer has done such a great job of documenting this entire thing. And usually when you get in situations like this, you understand that it's usually one side and the other side, and you wait for some clarity and you wait for an article to really depict everything that has gone on. So as I open up that article with Albert Breer, I start going down and reading the entire thing, word for word, and realizing that this doesn't paint Liam Coen in a better light. It only makes him look worse. So after you have that change of heart, and after you realize, like, hey, I should probably take this job in Jacksonville. After 5 p.m. on Wednesday, when you told Jason, like, hey, I'm not going to be able to come by today, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then you literally ghost everyone involved. Liam Coen ghosted Mike Greenberg. He ghosted Jason Light. He ghosted Todd Bowles. And then when he calls Todd Bowles at 5:00, he tells him, "Yeah, I'm thinking about the offer, and there's been some new things that have come up. I'm going to look into it." Little did he know that a little birdie in the Jacksonville offices let somebody know in the Tampa Bay offices that Liam Coen was already there. This is part of the reason why, when everybody was saying, I don't care about Todd Bowles, let's get rid of him and promote Liam Coen, this was one of those unknown things that we had no clue about. How would Liam Coen handle adversity? How would he handle a situation where it wasn't going in his favor? Is that a guy that's going to buckle his bootstraps and say, I'm here for better or worse? Or is he going to hit the road? It kind of makes a lot of sense now when you see that he's been now to 8 different places in the last 8 years. I retweeted an article last night from the University of Kentucky where Liam Coen told him, yeah, this is a place that I want to plant some roots and I want to spend a couple of years here. Listen, I know things change, but why say something like that? Why say something like that when the 5-6 years before you were at a different stop, you were doing a different thing each time? This guy speaking out of both sides of his mouth, I can't trust him as far as I can throw him. And again, you can fault Todd Bowles all that you want. You can say that you hate his clock management. You could say that you hate that he doesn't make the necessary adjustments on defense, or you don't like the guys that he deploys as his coach, as his coaches. Fine. You can have issues with Todd Bowles as a coach, but you will never, ever have issues with Todd Bowles, the man and the leader. Think about that. Even if you're a Todd Bowles hater, even if you don't think Todd Bowles is a good coach, and we've seen this before in the National Football League, where coaches have issues, they don't do too well, offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, and murmurs start coming out, and people start talking. Whether it's, like, let's say Todd Bowles, a defensive guy, whether it's guys on your defense, well, I don't believe in this defense. Man, maybe if we change some things up, we'd be more successful. You don't hear that. You don't hear that from Levante David, the captain of the defense. You don't hear that from the last guy, the fourth corner, or the fifth defensive lineman. Nobody's bitching and moaning about Todd Bowles. You know why? Because they respect not just the coach, but the man. Offensive side of the ball. We've seen this, and we've heard this before, going back to the Dungy days, where the defense was carrying a lot of the water, and there was resentment between the offense and the defense. Did you hear that at all this year? These guys scoring 30 points a game, Baker Mayfield balling out even when he loses his receivers. Did you hear Mike Evans? Did you hear some of the other veterans? Did you hear even the rookies talking smack about Todd Bowles and the defense? Not one bit. These things leak out. You see it in every sport. Hell, you see it in every aspect of life. I had a feeling that there was something off with Liam Coen, the leader, not the play caller, but the guy in charge. Too many stops on his resume. And now, I don't care. It's not about being proven right, but now you see why. Again, I go back. You can question everything you want about Todd Bowles as a defensive coach, as a play caller, fine. You will never be able to question the integrity and the character of that man. Liam Coen can't say the same thing. Can't. It's not about being mad. Again, like I think a lot of us were resigned to the fact that he was going to leave anyway. So it is what it is. Like, hey, all right, go up to Jacksonville, do your thing. You're going to be persona non grata here in Tampa, out of sight, out of mind. Fine, whatever. Deuces. But it's the fact that he was able, in his mind, to rationalize not treating Jason Light and Todd Bowles and Mike Greenberg with the utmost respect and at least the dignity to let them know what was going on. Yeah, the Buccaneers put it in his contract that he couldn't go interview a second time. Why wouldn't you? And it gets you thinking, right? It gets you thinking. Why do you think they put that in there? They must have known that something like this could have been a possibility.